No, you didn't ruin it. No, you're not a screw up. No, you're not a loser. You are as imperfect as I am, as everyone else in this world, and as imperfect as this world is. And so I wanted to make that plain if you have seen my two previous videos on the importance of family and the difference between having a family, building a family to be specific, and just having children. They are not the same. Ideally, you have a family, you build a family, but ideals happen in perfect situations. And this life is not perfect. And so if you saw those videos and found yourself feeling like um, you blew it, and now there is no hope for the situation that you're in, that you and the children that you have can eventually function and blossom into a family that has impact not only in your family line, but in society, I'm here to tell you it's not too late. This is our first time crossing paths. It's good to meet you. I'm Vanessa. I'm a pediatrician and stay at home mom of over 20 years. I do not pretend to have all the answers. There is no such thing. But I do have a heart for you and a heart for the family that you're trying to build. And I just want to be a part of the conversation to see how you can do this whole motherhood thing a little bit easier. Glad you're here. Welcome. Let's get into today's video. So, how do we pivot? How do we make the most or make the best out of a situation that didn't start out ideal? And there's lots of reasons, right? Why you started having children before you gave thought to having a family. Hey, listen, the process of having children is quite enjoyable. And you do that a lot of the times, not thinking of what comes from that kind of pleasure. And you look up and you find yourself with a child, whether you are even with the guy that you were having fun with, or y'all were just dating. That was your man, but you really hadn't talked about anything more than that. There's just all kind of reasons why you get into that bind where you're having children outside of the framework of a family structure where those children can thrive and where you can stay sane. And so then now I have this child and I'm not with anyone, or maybe you are with their father, but you're not married, and maybe y'all are living in different homes, and there's just different situations, and you're like, how do I create a family out of this situation? It's going to take a couple of things. First of all, it takes what I talked about in the previous videos. It takes a vision. Okay, from where you are now, from the situation that you're in right now, what are you envisioning for yourself and for the children that you currently have? What's the scenario that you would like? What's the legacy that you want to pass down from this point? You can't do anything about the past. These children are here, they're a blessing. How do I provide them with the best foundation as a part of a family from which they can go into this world and thrive? It's going to take a vision for the future. And that vision for the future is going to shape what you decide to do now. It's going to take having and deciding what foundational principles that you want, what you can call it a philosophy, you can just call it standards, what it is that you want to build your family on, the non negotiables, the things that you stand 10 toes down on. These are the things. And what's important about having that conversation with yourself is, after children start talking, they start asking you things and they start challenging the things that you've told them. And if you don't have a firm reason for the things that you are doing, for the boundaries, which is my third point, that you have put up for them, then you will find yourself being like a moving target. You'll say yes today about something that yesterday you said no about, and then now they're confused and you look crazy because you're inconsistent. But if you have a foundation, if you have something that informs your life and therefore informs the lives of the children who are depending on you, then you kind of know what the answer is going to be to the question from the moment they ask the question. There's not a whole lot of angst and thought because it's just clear that this is what it's going to be, and this is what it's been all the years of your life, and it has not changed because this is foundational for us. and then establishing boundaries. Now, the boundaries in this case are for you. They are the things that you tell yourself, okay, I'm not trying to have any more children outside of marriage, if that's your thing. So then you have to give yourself boundaries so that that won't happen. And those boundaries are going to be quite strict if you're serious about setting up the situation you have now to eventually plug into a future family. I'm going to be real clear here what I'm talking about when I'm saying the structure of a family. I'm talking about the mother and the father, the siblings. If you have sort of a generational setup where you have grandparents living with you as well, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that scenario as opposed to anything else. But let's say specifically you have children with different people and they live in different places. That is not a family structure. They're related. You all are related, but it's not the structure of family, which gives context. So either see the previous videos or you've seen them, and so you're catching up and you understand what I'm saying here. But so then what do you do after you factor in those other things that I said? You have to make hard decisions. And the first thing is, okay, what am I not going to do anymore because I am invested in positioning myself and my children or child to one day be part of a family where we have structure, we have the insight and input from a father and a mother, we have them functioning as a team with the focus of raising this child together. This child has the benefit of family history, extended family, the legacy, the stories, the maybe even the gifts and the talents that run in the family that give that child confidence as they are here figuring out their purpose, what they're good at, what they can do. That's a lot of the stuff that family provides. And families are built, they're not just thrown together. And so, even though you already have children, but you're not really part of a nuclear family, you can position yourself for that. You can position yourself for that. And it's a matter of making a decision from this point on. It's not about condemning yourself or woulda, shoulda, coulda. It's about with what I know now and with what I want now, what I feel is best for me and my child or children now. These are the decisions I have to make. And that is awesome parenting because it's easy for anybody in an ideal situation to just pass on those ideals to their children. But life is messy and life is complicated. And when your children see, okay, that their situation, your dynamic is not the same as their friends, and they start to ask you, well, where's my dad? Or how come my dad doesn't live here? And everything that gets complicated like that. When you can have the conversation with them and say, you're right, we're not set up like that right now, but mommy's making decisions by herself to do her best by you. And, you know, mom loves you. And I am also putting myself in a position because one day I would like us to have a family like that. And they see that you're not bringing by all the guys that are interested in you. They see that there are things that you refuse to do now that you may have done before. They see that you're making different choices and they learn from that. Oh, mom did this before and she wants something different, and I'm watching her do difficult things in order to have something better, something that she believes is better. That is parenting. That is parenting in action. You are modeling it for them. Parenting is not just showing them the perfect thing to do, because there are no perfect parents. We all have our ways that we have missed the mark, we have fallen short, we went left when we should have gone right. And our children need to see that when we went left, we made a U turn so that we could go back the way that we should go. And no matter how difficult that turn is, we are turning in front of them. We are turning and being honest. I went the wrong way. Now we're going to go this way and we're going to go that way together. That is awesome parenting. And so, not doing everything ideally up front does not mean that you have failed. Show them the pivot, show them the new perspective, show them the patience and the grace that you're showing yourself, because that's what they learn to give to themselves, because they too will make mistakes. But what do I do when I make this mistake? Do I just keep doing the same thing to have the same result? Or do I give thought to what happened, how I got here, and then make a decision about what I will need to do different to have a different result? Hey there, Mama Bear. Have you noticed how hard it is for your family to get along these days? If they're not ignoring each other, then they're yelling at each other. And as the youngest in a blended family, more thrown together than blended, I know how angry attitudes ruin family relationships. So if you're tired of the awkward tension, of the constant misunderstandings, and the full blown arguments in your home, then I highly recommend the Communication Quick Fix. In just a few days, you will learn the skills that turn chaos into connection and keep you calm in any conversation. You can scan the QR code on your screen or you can click the link in the description. I look forward to working with you. Now let's get back to the video. You hear pediatrician, you hear stay-at-home mom for 20 years, you hear a lot of things from me, and you may have the impression that I have it all together and I have figured it out. No, I'm doing this thing just like you. It's just that the way my childhood experience was set up, it put me in a corner. And I was like, oh, I'm going to have to do this different and I need to figure it out. And it's taken a lot of thought and a lot of prayer and a lot of tears. And so it's just been my honor to come and share what I have learned with you so that you don't have to start from zero. And I specifically want to come on here and encourage you that none of us, including me, is getting this thing right all the time. But I am a princess of the pivot. And so that's what I want to encourage you to do. If you have seen my videos and you are thinking, wow, I really wish I had done things another way, then do things another way from today. Today, as my Crystal Evans Hurst likes to say, is day one. So what's happened has happened. Today is day one. What do you want to do today to set yourself and your children up on a different course than what you've been on? And do that thing. And while you do it, I want you to please remember, when it comes to you being the mother of your children, you are the woman for the job. Take care.